Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT. Your home for the County of Champions.
Has a throw to first, and that's your ball game. Union has won its first ever WPIAL championship.
There it is. Champions, the Scotties Lancers.
Strike three. The Union Scotties, golden once again.
One gold, not enough. How about 2 district gold and 2 state gold for the Lady Lancers?
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
9 seconds. Anderson into the corner. It's Ford for 3. Shot! Take time for game.
Wants to throw again. Directing traffic. Going for the quarterback in the end zone. Touchdown!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from the Cavelli Fieldhouse in Union Township, WPIAL playoff basketball here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Tonight, it's the Class 2A quarterfinals as the 2-seed Union Scotties host the 7-seed Aquinas Academy Crusaders. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, brought to you in part by Maley Chiropractic, by Castle Asphalt, by The Red Zone, by Luxembourg Garbutt, Kelly and George, by Pontius Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by Medure Bonner Law, by Penn Ohio Bottled Water, by Health in Motion Physical Therapy, by Works in Progress Paint Services, by Lawrence County Child and Youth Services, by the Union Area Education Association, by the Union Volunteer Fire Department, by the Tri-County Principals Association, by Something for Your Wall Photography, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. First game of a doubleheader here at the Cavelli Fieldhouse alongside Mr. Chris Birch. I'm James Dotson, along for what's going to be a fantastic night. The nightcap, a great Lawrence County matchup between Neshannock and Mohawk girls. But first, Union Scotties get their first taste of playoff action. First round bye, 20-2 overall record. Chris, they get to take on Aquinas Academy at 19-4, and a school that has one of the top 5 scorers in Pennsylvania state history.
Yeah, there's all kinds of intrigue in this one, as you know. Obviously, this Union Scotty team put together an unbelievable season. High-powered, they play great defense. They're fundamental. They can get up and down the floor. They can also play slow if they need to. Pretty much kind of the perfect team for a playoff run. But yeah, you're right, James. They certainly are going to have their hands full with one of the all-time greats in the history of Pennsylvania, Vinny Cugini. He's a heck of a player, a heck of a scorer, over 3,000 points for his career, working on 1,000 for this season. So pretty amazing.
Yeah, 5 points away from 1,000 points, not in a career, just in his senior year, averaging 43 points per game. How will Union slow him down? Well, we'll talk about that here on our LGKG pregame show when we return. Playoff basketball action on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. You're watching at lcsportsnet.com.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game.
Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary, from the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Back here on the Luxembourg Kelly and George pregame show, a law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Our friends at Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, they've been keeping Seneca Valley, so pretty good company. In fact, they were within 1 point at the halftime break in that game against Seneca Valley. But talk about consultation. You know that Coach Stanley and company is going to look for any kind of consultation they can get in terms of how to stop a kid with 3,074 career points. So let's ask the coach, Coach Birch, what can you do against a kid who he just does a little bit of everything, flashy, listed as a 6'1" guard. Quick hands, and really, especially what they do with the press is what gets things going for them.
Well, I mean, I think you have to commit to the idea that on every possession, your goal is to try to make somebody else take the shot, beat you, all that kind of stuff. And what that means is, you can't say, okay, Matt Stanley, you have him, good luck. Mm-hmm. What that means is somebody is assigned to him to be the player that guards him, but everybody has to be aware of where he is. There has to be, complete sort of kind of dedication to stopping him on each possession. And, again, you got to play your game. You got to play defense, but at the same time, I think the full awareness when you play this team, particularly when you can score like Union can, if this kid doesn't score 30, Aquinas is going to have a heck of a time keeping up with the math of Union. So, to me, it really comes down to like a real dedication to saying it's a team effort, all 5 of us. We've got to do what we can to make this kid give up the ball, make it tough for him to get it back, take charges, make his day as tough as possible.
And you look at it, I mean, he's averaging 43 a game. In the first round, he shot 33. That's the lowest he scored on the year. It's 33 in a game. He also scored 33, believe it or not, in the game when he broke the WPIAL all-time record against the Neighborhood Academy. 33 is his lowest score output, and the 61 points that they put up in the first round is the lowest that they've had. As we can take a look at the brackets here for Class 1A boys here. Imani Christian as the 1 seed. Geibel versus Neighborhood, a good 4-5 matchup. Carlington-Monessen, the winner of that one, taking on the winner of this game here today. I think that's going to be a fun one for us to keep our eyes on as well. But, you look at it, I think that's exactly the right idea. You know this kid's going to put up points because he's going to take a majority of the shots. He was shot 12 of 24 in their first-round victory over Jefferson Morgan. You know that he's going to take his shots. You know he's going to get his points. And actually, these two teams, they're kind of familiar with each other. They played 2 years ago right here in the playoffs in a Union victory. And in that one, I remember watching the game and thinking, hey, Union defended pretty well. And then found out Vinny Cugini still had 37 on the board.
Right, and that's what he does. I've heard that several times in just kind of preparing a little bit for this game is he does it in a way that you don't necessarily feel like he's dominating the game or overwhelming. He just puts points up. And, again, I think, you really have to change your mindset of, you got to try to make things as tough as you can. And, again, if that means that he scores 30 instead of 40, like you said, again, I still think if he's in that neighborhood of, 25 to 30, which is an incredible thing to say, I think the math of this game works in Union's favor.
Well, let's flip the script over here because Vinny Cugini, not the only prolific scorer that's out there on the court tonight. You have the all-time leading scorer in Union boys basketball history on the other side. I mean, what more can you say there? 1,651 career points, averaging 16 per game on the season this year. And he put up a good number when these two teams played a couple of years ago as well. But Matt Stanley, he can score in bunches, but he does it in the flow of the offense. In fact, when he scored 37 on that record-breaking night, he also had 7 assists, 8 steals, and 9 rebounds.
I was just going to say, the incredible thing about Matt Stanley, as I was just kind of thinking about the personnel of this game, is that, Matt Stanley plays in a lot of ways like a traditional point guard. So he's the all-time leading scorer at a school where you have incredible scorers. As a matter of fact, as we look across the gym at both the boys and the girls basketball coaches here at Union, those are two guys on the list themselves. But, Matt Stanley, he scores like that. He scores 16, 17 a night, 1,600 for his career. But he's a pass-first point guard. I mean, it's absolutely stunning, the career that he's put together as far as his points, kind of the way that he plays the game. He's very efficient.
And it's crazy what this Union Scotties team, they graduated one senior from last year's team that was WPIAL runners-up and made it to the state quarterfinals. That senior was probably number 8 or number 9 in the rotation. So you're bringing back the entire starting 5, except they haven't had that starting 5 all year because twin brother Mark Stanley had knee surgery right after the lengthy football season. Had surgery, been rehabbing. He was cleared 2 weeks ago, and Chris, we're seeing him on the court for the first time here tonight. We're told he will come off of the bench for tonight for the Scotties. So you got 3 Stanleys that'll be on the court, plus the oldest brother, assistant coach for Dad, Mark Stanley. So you got 5 Stanleys that are going to be sitting over there at any one time for the Union Scotties.
That's pretty incredible, and again, what a great family business that they have here at Union, right? The Stanley family, of course. Mark and I were kind of cutting our teeth as coaches. Back in the early 90s together, what just an awesome career he's carved out, and really happy for him and how great his sons, what a great careers they have had, and what a great situation, right? Mark being able to come back for the playoff run. So if Union has this lengthy playoff run, I mean, Mark's going to leave sort of this season feeling like, hey, it wasn't the senior season that I wanted, but I sure did get to have some fun.
Absolutely, and that's what's going to be best about it. And you're talking about a guy who was averaging 11 points per game last year. That was number 2 for the Scotties on the season. He also averaged 9 rebounds, a team high 9 rebounds. So you've been without him all year. Now you add that as a extra threat, and that gives even more space to guys like Caden Fisher down low. Gives more space for Matt to drive or for Peyton Lombardo to shoot on the outside.
Right. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you talk about as you go on a playoff run how much you need depth. We talked about that the other day, James, when we covered the Laurel game, how much their depth, how important their depth was to them. Adding him right now is just absolutely an incredible boon for this team.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back with starting lineups here from the Covelli Fieldhouse. Playoff action here on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Loud here at the Covelli Fieldhouse. This is just game 1 of 2 that we're going to have here as well. Remember the nightcap in the girls basketball realm between the Shannon. They're actually going to clear the gym for it.
Yeah, no question. Getting to see some old friends here. Coach Campman in the in the gym here, and always makes it fun. Can't wait to hear his take on it. But yeah, getting the starting lineups being announced now.
Yeah, they got the lights down and everything,
yeah.
So we're off and running. Give a shout out to our producer Dom Summers. Give a shout out. Walter Mason just stepped up and said, "Hey, I'll come run your camera for you." So we thank him for all that.
Yeah, the Aquinas starting 5 coming out, and yeah, again, that's going to get real loud in here, James, now, as here comes the Union Scotties starting 5.
Let's turn it over to our PA announcer for the starting lineups for the Scotties. There's your 5 seniors in the starting lineup here for the Union Scotties tonight. Again, for Aquinas Academy, along with Vinny Cugini, it's Jake Gillen, Jude Truschel, Josh Schlemmer, and Ben Tarquinio. And for the Scotties, again, Porter, Fisher, Taylor, Lombardo, and Stanley. Matt Stanley leading at 16 points per game. And again, watch for the outside shooting, especially from Lombardo and Taylor. Union in those home whites, going left to right as you watch at lcsportsnet.com. And remind you, as well, always on the Trib Live High School Sports Network for all WPIAL playoff games. Fisher will jump it up against Cugini in playoff basketball yet again here at the Covelli Fieldhouse, and the Aquinas Academy will get first possession. Lenny Leeper, Kyle Bonner, and Eric Susich are your 3 referees tonight. Backdoor cut shot off the mark from Tarquinio, and a one and done as it was defensed by Taylor down low.
Yeah, good play. That was a set play that I'm sure they scripted out. They just didn't make the layup.
Cam Taylor left open on the right wing, in and out, no good. The rebound coming out there for Schlemmer. In this quarterfinal game, double team right at midcourt. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Stanley. There it is right off the bat, just trying to get it out of his hands immediately.
Right. That's exactly it. Yep, that's the plan. You can see Cam Taylor is face guarding him, and then any chance they get, they're going to just leave somebody and double.
And face guard and everyone else playing in sag, doing anything they can to keep it away from them as Gillen tries to drive in, hands it off over to Schlemmer on the wing. 2 versus 7 battle. They finally do get it to Cugini. And now after all that face guard and 2, now you have to go and play one-on-one after chasing around. Step back three-pointer on the way. It's in for Cugini.
Yeah, boy, Taylor was all over him too. That was a tough shot.
To the high post for Porter. He'll bring it back out to Stanley. Less than a minute into the game. Stanley pass down low. Fisher left open. He can't get the bunny to go. Fighting for the rebound. It's going to be grabbed down low by Aquinas.
Yeah, another good play. Good execution there by Union. Just did not make the layup.
3-0 lead for Aquinas Academy. Pass down low is going to be poked away and stolen away. On the floor now is Lombardo. It'll just be a held ball, but the arrow does point in favor of the Scotties. So you can see what Vinny Cugini, number 5 scorer in state history, can do.
Right. I mean, Cam Taylor could not have guarded him any tighter, any closer, but he still was able to get enough of a distance from him and make the shot.
Scotties looking for their first point. Stanley tries to answer. His shot off the mark, no good. Schlemmer with the rebound, knocked away from him out of bounds. Possession will go over to Aquinas. Minute 30 in, Union looking for their first points. They put 97 up on this team 2 years ago. Giorgio Kaitis, longtime coach in the WPIAL. A couple of district championships with Vincentian Academy. Pass down low is going to be stolen away as Cugini was picked off by, I believe that was picked off, on the way to the hoop by Fisher, and going coast to coast the other way. Matt Stanley in for a bucket.
Matt Stanley again. Good little floating layup there, and
going the other way, and we're going to have foul as Gillen got hit in the head on the way to the hoop. So a couple of free throws will be coming for Jake Gillen. He's the number 2 scoring option, just shy of 10 points per game for the sophomore.
Yeah, Jake Gillen, again, you can see kind of an impressive looking take to the basket there. Got conked in the head and drew the foul.
First free throws of the game. On the first foul of the game, it went against Caden Fisher. Free throw up and good. Gillen to the line to shoot another one. It splashes its way down as well. 5-2 early lead for Aquinas. Fisher. Now Cam Taylor looking to set up the offense. Looks like a sagging man defense here for the most part.
Right, except on Stanley.
So very similar to what you see
Right.
Union running the other way.
Yep.
And Cugini gets some high arms. He's going to steal away from Porter and going to go the other way. Can't get the shot to go, but the second chance effort, and one for Josh Schlemmer. And Aquinas on the road, an early 7-2 lead.
Yeah, Coach Stanley can't be happy with that because, you know, obviously you got Cugini getting the steal, missing the layup. But then number 33, Josh Schlemmer, just kind of out-hustling all of the Union guys down the floor and making the layup.
That foul went against the other 33, Peyton Lombardo, for his first, team second, and Schlemmer able to complete the three-point play. 8-2 lead for Aquinas early. They got their first ever win in program history in the postseason in their first round victory over Jefferson Morgan. Now trying to make their first trip to the semifinals. Hesitation move. Stanley gets some space. High off the glass and in.
Both of these two, Cugini and Stanley, the two prolific scorers for these two programs. So tough to defend.
Knocked out of bounds on the inbounds. They try to get it to Cugini. Taylor knocked it out. It still will be Aquinas basketball. Less than 3 minutes into this quarterfinals match. Tarquinio will get the inbounds pass in the backcourt. Cugini through his hands, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Cugini. Turnover number 3 against Aquinas as it went off of Taylor and then Cugini last.
Yeah, and that was the right call. I mean, you know, certainly Taylor knocked it loose, and then Cugini tried to go grab it and save it, and he knocked it out of bounds.
Not many open seats here. 9:25 is the total amount allowed here, and they're seeing Matt Stanley put up 7 early for the Scotties. A whistle and a foul in the backcourt is going to be called against Union. They're trailing 8-7, but Matt just picked up his first, team's third. And you're going to hear us call just by Matt and Mark a heck of a lot, because right now, not only Matt and Mark, but younger brother Lucas on the court is one of the first subs, and Elijah Booker just checked in for the first time as well for Union. Inbound pass stolen by Stanley. Matt, 9 after the steal and score.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you see from this Union team. They score in droves.
Lucas Stanley gets his hands on a pass, knocked out of bounds. And that's what the Union pressure can do. Forced 4 turnovers already. Matt Stanley with all 9 points for Union. A 9-8 lead early on. Inbounds pass over the top, able to get it to Cugini. Comes up the court, and he's going to go right to the rack and get the friendly roll.
Wow. It's amazing how well he's being defended, but he still is able to get to the rim and score.
Lucas Stanley trying to answer in and out on his 3 ball, fighting for the rebound. We're going to have a foul called against Elijah Booker for his first, team's 4th.
Lucas Stanley, that's a good look for him in the corner there. Well executed by Union. Just first shot of the game for Lucas, not going down.
We approach the midway point of the quarter. Cugini gets the inbounds, and they're just going to say clear out. Let the senior go to work. One-on-one against Booker, gets into the lane, splits a pair of defenders, and puts it in.
Again, you got to remember when you're watching this, he's being double teamed. They're aware of him at all times.
Braylon Thomas misfires on his 3 balls. He just came into the game, touching it out of bounds. Fighting for the rebound is Aquinas Academy, so it'll stay Union basketball.
You know, the thing you don't realize about this team, you know, when you just watch, sort of see Cugini's statistics, is they work really hard. The other guys work hard, diving on the floor, being in the right defensive positions.
Matt Stanley's got all 9 right now for Union. He'll give it up to Thomas. Looks to set up the offense. Gets the call from Coach Mark Stanley on the bench. His second stint at his alma mater. Pump fake. Stanley now drives in. His little floater, too strong, no good. Rebound coming out for Aquinas. 3-point Aquinas Academy advantage. Backdoor cut. Ball knocked away on the floor. Still fighting for it. Tarquinio is able to get it back. Drive in, shot high off the window and in. How about Jude Truschel getting to the lane?
Yeah, Truschel, the senior, only averaging 5 a game, but getting his money's worth there.
Lucas Stanley answers with a 3, his 31st of the year.
Yeah. Again, that's a good shot, and he's being unguarded.
Trying to answer the other end, almost banking in a 3 is Truschel. No good, ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Stanley. It looks like Lucas Stanley last to touch it.
Yeah. And you can see, I mean, that's the thing. There will be some Aquinas players open for wide open shots, and that's sort of the gamble that you're taking. That's what you're banking on. You're banking on the fact that they will not make those shots.
Cugini will inbound. It was Sam Dewar who just checked in. Shot partially blocked in the corner. He's claiming it hit his arm. Is Cugini. I may agree with him. Pump fake as Stanley drives, kicks it out to Lucas for a long 2. It's good. Foot on the line.
Yeah, they're just driving and kicking to Stanley. Basically, Lucas Stanley is unguarded.
Going the other way, Lucas Stanley will get a block on the shot from Cugini and a foul against Aquinas Academy with 2:49 remaining in the first quarter. Tied at 14.
Yeah, Peyton Lombardo, we haven't heard from him yet offensively, but a couple of big defensive rebounds for him already. And that time, getting the defensive rebound, getting fouled now, Union can set up their offense.
Union has not led in this game yet. Or they did lead at 9-8, excuse me, and now they lead at 17-14 as Matt Stanley drains one.
Yeah, just nobody stepping up off of that ball screen.
Cugini going the other way, right to the rim with authority.
Yeah. He gets downhill, forget it. He gets that head of steam going downhill with the basketball. He's unguardable around the rim.
He's got 9. Step back from Matt Stanley trying to answer, can't get the friendly roll. Aquinas gets the rebound with Jake Gillen. Cugini being guarded by Thomas. You've already seen 3 different players trying to go on him. Now switched off, and Lucas Stanley will get the honors. Pass into the corner for Dewar. Takes it back out. It's going to be saved and stolen away by Matt Stanley. What a play, but then we're going to have a whistle and a reach and foul against Dewar after the turnover. Great hustle play, Matt Stanley to save it.
Right, yeah, Matt Stanley was, again, he does it all, right? He's certainly the guy that all the plays are set up for and does all the scoring. But yeah, he makes the little hustle plays too, right there, being the great example of that.
Lombardo, they're double teaming him every time he gets on the outside. Now Matt Stanley, kind Kind of a 1-2-2 zone it looks like here. Cam Taylor, top of the key, 3. Another one that rattles in and out for Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah, these are shots that, typically Union keeps taking them, and eventually they start making enough of them to get some separation.
2 of 7 from downtown are the Scotties. 1 of 2 for Aquinas Academy. They trail by 1. Gillen unable to hand it off to Cagini. Now gets to the foul line. Kills the dribble. Almost stolen away by Lombardo as Truschel drives in. He loses it, gets it back, looking for an open man. Finally finds Tarquinio. Ball's going to be tied up as Lombardo's going to get the steal. Well, that's the possession will stay with Aquinas.
And again, that's the one thing you can see. The Aquinas players, other than Cugini, if they get a seam, they go in there, but the seam quickly closes, and Union has been able to force some turnovers and some jump balls.
Jonah Burchill wearing number 1. He's in there for the first time for Aquinas. Pass on the inbounds goes through the hands of the Aquinas player, saved by and stolen away by Fisher. Now going the other way, it's going to be a pass and a foul on the floor. Good job to really stop the run there. I believe that was Burchill who committed the foul.
Right.
His first, team's third. Just under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Quick inbounds. Lucas Stanley wants it. He got it.
Yeah, they're just bombs away, aren't they? This is what Union does. Eventually the math of the threes that they start making gets away from you.
Poked away from behind by Taylor, out of bounds. It will stay with Aquinas Academy. Lucas Stanley with a pair of threes. Matt Stanley with a 3. Lucas with a 2. Yeah. Matt with 3 twos. That's the extent of the Union scoring.
Yep.
Stanley's 20, Aquinas 16. Truschel get the inbounds pass around the perimeter. That's Burchill. Trying to get it to Cugini, and he traveled with the basketball before he did.
And again, it's easy sitting up here, but there are times where it doesn't look like they're setting enough screens. Aquinas isn't, to get Cugini the ball, making him work too hard, kind of solo.
Cavelli Crazy's on their feet, but they're going to see Union go 4 corners with under 30 seconds remaining here in the first. Lucas Stanley going to give it off to Cam Taylor. Give it to Matt. Going to try to hold it for the last shot. Truschel guarding. Going to get a high screen from Fisher. Gets into the lane, goes around a man, goes up the left hand, up and in.
Wow.
At the buzzer, Cugini from half court is off the mark. That's the end of the first quarter. Union, they trailed 8-2 early, but they take a 22-16 lead at the end of the first quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. WPIAL playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and lcsportsnet.com.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Well, I remind you that this game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL and Trib Live High School Sports Network. Any use of this broadcast intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening and viewing audience. Any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL and Trib Total Media is strictly prohibited. Stanley 14, Lucas Stanley 8. That's 22 Union points. Vinny Cugini with 9 of the 16 for Aquinas Academy.
Yeah, just basically a show being put on by the WPIAL all-time leading scorer on one end and a show being put on by the Stanleys on the other end.
And we haven't even seen one of the Stanleys. Still waiting to see if we will see Mark Stanley here today. We were told he was cleared to play. We'll see how many minutes he does get after rehabbing and working back with the knee injury. Cam Taylor, top of the key, 3. That one goes. Finally got one.
There we go, yeah.
Someone not named Stanley on the board. Cam Taylor just made his 28th three-ball of the season. Largest lead of the evening. Union up by 9. Truschel, bounce pass down low. Tarquinio blocked from behind by Matt Stanley. He looks to start the break the other way. 3-on-2, crossover dribble, gets into the lane, left alone, 10-footer, rattles home.
Yeah, Matt Stanley again, that time making another one of those hustle plays, then going down 2-on-3 on the break and getting an easy shot for himself off the dribble.
Truschel over to Tarquinio, trying to work it down low to Cugini, able to get the pass and hangs in the air, can't get the shot to go though. Help defense coming at the last second. Now Cugini down behind the play. Here goes Matt with some speed and a reach-in foul as Truschel poked it away.
Here we go.
There's the ovation because that's Mark Stanley coming in at the 6:46 mark. First time we've seen Mark on the court all season long, and we're going to have a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Yakitis of Aquinas, our first Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take out the timeout and save money on your insurance. And get the best rates with a local insurance, like local insurance agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, or Tracy Giddings.
Yeah, again, certainly I actually think he should have taken a timeout, before then. But good time for a timeout. See Mark Stanley coming onto the floor for the first time. Certainly, just kind of got to make a little bit more of an effort to get the basketball into Cugini's hands, because all of a sudden what Union is doing defensively is working, because Cugini is, I don't want to say disappearing, because, obviously he's been the dominant offensive player, but certainly for what he has to do to keep his team in this game, he's been disappearing a little bit.
So that's a 10-0 Union run at the moment. Matt will get the pass from Lucas. So you got 3 Stanleys on the floor. Mark with it, swings it over to Braylon Thomas. We go a lot of first-name action here on the court. The 5th out there is Peyton Lombardo for the Scotties. Mark with the basketball now. First time he's touched it on the season. Lombardo, top of the key, 3, nothing but net.
Yeah, that's huge. That's the one on the scouting report. You're telling your guys, go ahead and let that one go. But they're making that. You're in trouble.
Cugini coming the other way, gets around a couple of defenders. His shot blocked on the way to the hoop by Lucas Stanley. Thomas, bounce pass up ahead, able to get it to Mark. Wasn't sure what to do with it, somehow got the pass off. Lucas tries another one. Watch out, folks.
Yeah, now it's just bombs away, right? And this is what they do. This is how they wear you down with the math.
And a foul in the backcourt's going to be called against Braylon Thomas to slow the run for a moment, but that is now a 16-0 Scotties run.
Right. And you can see how many Union games, I know you've seen several, I've seen a couple, how many Union games sort of start out this way? It's close, the other team has been able to kind of deal with the math, and then all of a sudden they start making shots at a rate that you cannot keep up with, and they go on these 15-16-0 runs.
Well, especially when they're shooting lights out like they are tonight. Lucas Stanley with 3 threes. Matt, Cam Taylor, and Peyton Lombardo reach with 1. Block in their lane again by Matt Stanley. Up ahead to Braylon Thomas. The 1,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher. He's going to get an and one. No, they won't give continuation.
On the floor, yep. Yeah, nice little inside-out move there by Braylon Thomas. Got fouled on the floor. You can see what a great athlete he is. Obviously, tremendous on the gridiron.
I like what Union's doing defensively, though. You got Cam Taylor, Elijah Booker, and Braylon Thomas kind of rotating in.
Rotating in, keep guys fresh, and that's also 15 fouls you can work with.
That's called, or did they correct that? I guess they did. Cam Taylor's going to take the shot here, up and in. That foul was against Jake Gillen. Cam Taylor makes his second 3.
It's a 20-point game all of a sudden, James. I mean, it just doesn't feel like that, but it is.
Shot off the mark there from Sam Dewar.
Yeah, he can have that shot anytime he wants. That's what Union's saying defensively.
Into the corner, Lombardo left open. Don't do that. Looks like shooting drills out here right now.
Shooting drills, except for nobody shoots that high a percentage even in drills.
Union 4 for 4 from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. Timeout Aquinas Academy. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a 22-0 run, Chris.
A 22-0 run. And it's just a blitz. I mean, you would think, oh, what are they doing? Are they getting steals in the backcourt? No. they're going down. They're forcing tough shots for Aquinas, almost none of them taken by Vinny Cugini. And then they're coming down, and they are simply making every shot. And I was kind of joking, at your comment about it looks like a shooting drill when I said that nobody shoots that high a percentage in a shooting drill. But I kind of meant it, too. I mean, they're just making every shot. 7 threes out of 12 attempted. That's a pretty darn good start to a basketball game. Yeah, that's unbelievable. 39-16 your score here. You see some of the scores going on your bottom line throughout the course of this game. The other games in 1A have not tipped off yet. Carleton-Monessen tips off at 7, and top half of the bracket, Imani against Rochester and Geibel against Neighborhood Academy, both tip off at 8. The other game we have, audio coverage from Lee Moan, and Jay Moan just got a score update there at the end of the first quarter. It is a deficit for the Spartans. They trail Keystone Oaks 17-15 in the Class 3A quarterfinals. Yeah. Again, that's the old thing about every round gets a little bit tougher. Obviously, Laurel had a great first round opener against Burrell, but to have their hands full tonight against a good Keystone Oaks team. That's in a 2-7 matchup. Same thing we have here, 2 versus 7. The 2 seed right now with a double-digit run and finally able to knock it away. Vinny Cugini in double figures after that made basket. Matt Stanley loses it on the way to the hoop, able to kick it off, literally smacked it away to his brother, and then we're going to have a whistle and a foul against Sam Dewar for his second. That's a good way to avoid a travel, as he never had possession there, Chris. Yeah, I agree. Officiating has been terrific tonight. That was the first time I kind of put myself in the position to coach it. I would be questioning that call. Kind of a bailout, right? The Union was just out of sorts, and all of a sudden there was a foul call. Union bailed out a little bit there. Skip pass, well read, tipped it into the backcourt. Matt Stanley able to corral it without penalty. Union, other than that one turnover early, the sloppy pass, that's the only turnover of the game, Chris. That's hard to believe. But yeah, now they put themselves in a position up 21 that they can just kind of be patient and sort of do their thing, Taylor will check back in for Booker. Joined out there by Fisher, Lombardo, and the 2 Stanleys, Matt and Lucas. Midway through the second quarter, Scotties had a 22-0 run to end the first into the second. Lucas Stanley left open, looking for number 4. Why not? Just absolute bombs away. It's not like these are wide open either, Cugini going right to the rack, and he's going to get an offensive foul. He can't believe it, but Lombardo just waiting there for him. That's, I think, as much as anything, maybe an out-of-control foul is the call. Yeah, and again, you got to love what Union does there. Again, it's not the guy that is guarding him or even the secondary help. It's the third guy that's saying, okay, I'm going to take a charge here if I can on him. Stanley blocked away, kicks it over to Lucas. Finally misfires. He is human. That's the first miss from beyond the arc for the Stanleys and for the entire Scotties here in the second quarter. And Vinny Cugini takes advantage at the other end. Yeah, kind of got the ball. That's the first time he's gotten the ball sort of going downhill in a long time. Like you said, once he goes downhill, look out. Yep. Lombardo in the corner. He'll take one. Back iron, no good. Long rebound's going to be tracked down. Lucas fighting for it. Bodies all over the floor. They will have a held ball. It'll go over to Aquinas Academy on the arrow. Guys, both teams, neither team is shy at all about, diving on the floor, getting their nose dirty, so to speak. So 2 teams playing hard, 2 really good teams, but one team has a great player. The other one has a whole bunch of great players. Matt Stanley with 16, Lucas Stanley with 14 to lead the way for Union. Vinny Cugini at 13 right now for Aquinas. Inbounding in the backcourt was Josh Schlemmer. It's going to be knocked away by Lucas. Had to get out of his way as Matt goes for an and one. Yeah. And again, a steal in the backcourt. And, I just kind of sit here, James, watching this Union team. I felt this way when I came over to see that Union Slippery Rock game. They're just, what do you do defensively to try to slow this team down? It's almost impossible. Jake Gillen just picked up his second foul. He's going to check out, and Sam Dewar, also with 2 fouls, going to check in for him as Matt Stanley completes the 3-point play. That's also the first free throw taken tonight by the Scotties.
25-point advantage for Union. Hesitation move, Cugini knocked away from behind, out of bounds, and because he touched it at the end, Truschel is going to be the last to touch it.
Yeah. Yeah, Truschel should have probably let that one go. Certainly Union knocked it out from behind, but yeah, Truschel touched it right at the end.
Pass down low. We're going to have a tripping foul down low against Schlemmer, and that's going to send us to the Health in Motion bonus free throws. Give a shout out to our friends at Health in Motion. Physical therapy. First ones to use newbie stimulator technology. Get better, faster. That's their motto, and to try to take you off of the pain meds and avoid those unnecessary trips to the doctor's office, which I know as a coach you hate that waiting time, right?
Well,
Coach?
not only as a coach, but also as a guy that's hurting a lot myself for my career. So yeah, no doubt, good stuff. Union gets a lot of these foul calls because of how fundamental they are. That time Braylon Thomas got that foul call because of the fundamental post up.
He gets his first points as the first one goes in the hoop. Thomas, a 65% free throw shooter, gets the second one 3 times around and down. Union has outscored Aquinas Academy now 25-4 here in this second quarter. That last foul against Schlemmer was his second. Trying to go over the top. They get it to Cugini. He's too low underneath the hoop. Knocked away from him by Matt Stanley, but he gets it back and gets the and one. Physical play, great play, Vinny Cugini, the stick-to-itiveness to get the bucket.
Yeah, he's pretty unflappable. I mean, I'm sure he sees special defenses all the time. Certainly very unflappable about, seeing and recognizing what he's got. He had basically 4 white shirts around him that time. He just kind of kept working and was able to score.
He gets the free throw as well. He's got 16. That foul against Matt Stanley, by the way, is his second. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's, a lot of things kind of going,
Bounce pass from Matt Stanley across the lane, but Lombardo couldn't get the layup to go in.
Yeah, Aquinas doing some things that, could pay off later, but the problem is they've built such a hole for themselves.
Cugini from way downtown off the mark. Rebound to the corner. Lucas was able to get it over to older brother Matt, the senior. Getting around a couple defenders, finds it over. Extra pass to Lombardo. Extra pass to Thomas. He drives in off the window and in.
Thomas was going in there looking for somebody to pass to, but all right, nobody's open, but I am. So he just went up over top of everybody and made a layup.
Parting in the blue seas, it looked like, as he went to the hoop.
Yeah.
Pass deflected there by Matt and stolen by Lombardo. Lucas sitting in the corner. He was waiting for it. He hit his spot, and he hit his 5th 3 of the first half.
Yeah, how about that? Again, just waiting for the play to develop, kick it to him in the corner, and he knocks it down.
We have a no call on that drive to the hoop. A good one from Schlemmer. A lot of contact. It's tough when you don't have a block or a charge call, but that's a good drive by Schlemmer.
Right.
And then a steal is knocking it away at midcourt was Schlemmer, and ball's going to be knocked away. But as they dive for it, Truschel was touching the sideline while he touched the basketball.
I'm not sure, if I necessarily agreed with that particular no call, but I actually think that sometimes it's a mark of a good official on those block charge calls when they don't call anything, because sometimes it's not really either, and I think sometimes, they're compelled to, it's got to be one or the other. No, play on sometimes, So I'm a fan of that, generally speaking.
Got a Crane Room score update coming in a moment as we have a 3-ball missed from Lombardo. Made his first. He's missed his last 2 attempts. Now Cugini trying to get into the lane, and he's going to get a little floater to go. 18 first half points for Vinny Cugini, on pace to keep close to his average.
Yeah, I mean, you can see. Sometimes you hear that, like a 40-point average. How does somebody get that? But you watch him play, now you know.
Timeout on the court taken by Coach Stanley with 55 seconds remaining. A 30-second Pontius Insurance timeout. While we have a moment, mind you, coming up here at the halftime break, we'll have our Castle Asphalt halftime show. Give a shout out to our friends at Castle Asphalt. If you're looking for quality and cost-efficient paving and construction services, Castle Asphalt and Construction can make your visions for your project a reality. And real quick, a Crane Room score update for you. At the half, Keystone Oaks 31, Laurel 18. The 2-seed Spartans trailing by double digits at intermission.
How about that? Yeah, so again, you know, that's a really good team, that Keystone Oaks team. We knew that. But yeah, Laurel has dug themselves a little bit of a hole, caught napping a little bit. So
Union will have possession. Will they try to run the final 50 seconds off of the clock? Booker's just going to dribble near midcourt. Jake Gillen now finally comes out to contest. Union content to waste some clock with the 25-point advantage.
a little triangle delay.
Lombardo over to Matt. 25 seconds remaining as Booker gets it on the wing. Thinks about a three.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, nobody bid on it. Tarquinio guarding against Stanley is going to get a reach-in foul, so you waste 35 seconds, and you're going to set Matt Stanley to the line for more bonus free throws.
Exactly what they want you to do, right?
Team foul number 9.
Yeah, Coach Stan going to get, looks like he's going to get Matt out of there if he makes this, makes the free throws.
Fisher's going to check in for Lombardo. It is a 1-and-1. Again, your bonus free throws brought to you by Health in Motion Physical Therapy. Mike Mirko at Health in Motion. He's looking to get local athletes back on the field. Quality one-on-one time that patients deserve. That's what he gives. Back iron and missing the front end is Stanley. He's only missed a handful of free throws all year long. Quick pass up is going to be stolen away as it kind of bounced off the legs of Schlemmer. To Lucas Stanley. He's fine. He was heating up all half. That one go off the mark. 5 3-pointers in the first half for Lucas Stanley, and a 25-point advantage for the Scotties going to the locker room.
Yeah, how about that? Just an absolute offensive blitz by the Scotties there in that second quarter. And yeah, again, if you were Aquinas, you were just kind of hoping to hang in there, keep it close. But yeah, things kind of got away from them here, and they got a big hole to dig out of. Awesome performance though by Coach Stanley's Union squad.
30-9, that was the score in the second quarter. 52-27, your score at the halftime break. Our Castle Asphalt halftime show when we return at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
At LCAP Early Learning Centers, our kids are superheroes with extraordinary abilities to explore and learn. All our programs are filled with amazing children, but we need help. We're hiring group supervisors, assistant group supervisors, aides, and many other support positions. If you love to work with children as young as 6 weeks old, then you could be a superhero too. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County. Apply today at lcap.org.
When injuries get you sidelined, don't trust just anyone to get you back on the field. Visit Health in Motion Physical Therapy in Shenango Township. They want to get you back to the top of your game as quickly as possible with certified orthopedic and manual therapies. At Health in Motion, you receive quality one-on-one time with a board-certified physical therapist. Get the next generation of physical therapy to help in your recovery. Health in Motion is the first PT clinic in Western Pennsylvania to use the Nuvie, the neurobioelectric stimulator, in their therapies. Their technologies can reduce your time on the sideline from 3 or 4 weeks to just 3 or 4 days. Don't wait for months to see improvement. Notice a difference after your first visit to Health in Motion, keeping you moving.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red, or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team and how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for homeowners and businesses in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting and related projects for the winter season. Call Joe today, 724-714-4294, to discuss your next project.
It's our Castle Asphalt halftime show here at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. And here at the half, a score of 52-27. Union going on a 22-0 run at the end of the first quarter into the early moments of the second quarter, really to take control of the game. And that more than anything, because other than that, probably, what was it, about a 5-minute stretch, the last two of the first quarter and the first three of the second quarter. Other than that, you're basically even.
I know, it's incredible, isn't it? But again, I've made the point a couple of times. That is what this Union team does. They take shots, you take shots. They go 6 for 8 in one stretch, and you go 0 for 8 in that same stretch. And all of a sudden, what was a game where you were down 4, down 6, kind of keeping your head above water? All of a sudden, you're down 16. Then that changes the tempo of the game. You have to play faster. And when you play faster, they can score faster than you. And that's almost exactly the script of this game.
Matt Stanley with 6 twos, a 3, and 1 of 2 from the line to add up to 19 points. Lucas Stanley, a 2 and 5 threes. Not bad. 5 of 8 from beyond the arc was Lucas Stanley. 6 for Cam Taylor on a pair of threes. Braylon Thomas with 4, and Peyton Lombardo with 3. Vinny Cugini leading with 18 points for Aquinas Academy. 5 for Schlemmer and 2 each for Gillen and Truschel to round out the scoring. And they've gotten some decent looks, too. A few that have fallen and a few that haven't.
Yeah, again, he scores 18. Everybody's, getting some good looks. But again, this is definitely a team that is not comfortable with people other than Cugini scoring. And, kind of makes it tough. And again, he has gotten, obviously, 18 points and a half is incredible. For most players, that's like a career high at a halftime, right? But, he's just so good that, he's making it tough to deal with. But Union has been able, how many times, too, James, have they face-guarded Cugini, but then doubled the ball on the wing and forced a turnover? So how you can face guard the other team's best player and then trap one of the other guards and force a turnover, it's almost sort of like mathematically impossible to do that with 4 players. But I'll bet Union has at least 2, if not 3 or 4 turnovers that way.
Well, Coach Stanley is a math teacher, so I think that's got to play part of it right there, right? He's working the geometric shapes over there. Coach Stanley mentioned his 9th season, his second stint at his alma mater. He spent 7 years at Union in the late 90s, early 2000s, including 20 years ago. It's the 20-year anniversary of that magical run, the 11 seed that made it all the way to the WPIAL championship, won the championship, and then all the way to the state championship game out at Hershey.
It's amazing, isn't it? You think about, and then you think about here they are 20 years later, and this particular team, again, that team was good. I certainly don't want to disparage that team in any way, but you'd certainly probably take your bet on this team if the two teams could go back in time and play. This team just loaded and deep, and all of those things. There's no Cinderella team for this team. This team is expecting to get to places that 2003 team got to. I still remember that awesome game at Slippery Rock U against that Kennedy Catholic team. What an awesome game that was, and that
.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Union leading in the Class 1A quarterfinals.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medor Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medor and Michael Bonner, established Medor Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medor or Michael Bonner, or visit MedorBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Our friends at Castle Asphalt, again, sponsoring our halftime show here this evening. Castle Asphalt and Construction, they know the importance of making a good first impression. No matter how elegant your home or office may be, matching with poor road surfaces can make your friends or potential clients regret making the trip. Make sure you get your free estimate at castleasphalt.com for that good first impression. And I'll tell you what, it's not the first impression for Chris Birch. He saw him earlier in the year, but this Union Scotties team certainly putting on a great first impression for their first playoff action here tonight.
Yeah, and again, you know, they do so many little things right that sometimes all you notice are the big things. And, you know, Matt Stanley obviously with 19 first half points. He's coming off of that screen and roll and knocking shots down and getting every loose ball. You know, he's been awesome. And, you know, defensively, obviously, Vinny Cugini, the WPIAL's all-time leading scorer, he did get 18 points, but he's had to work for all of them. And Union has done enough defensively that they were able to stifle this Aquinas team, certainly in that second quarter, enough to go on a big run themselves. But, you know, the name of the game with this Union team is you have to hope that they don't shoot it real well. You know, you know, you watch this team and you think, what would you do as a coach against this team? And, you know, the bottom line is you almost have to hope that they don't shoot it real well. And unfortunately for Aquinas, they're shooting it really well tonight.
50% from beyond the arc, I guess that would qualify as shooting it pretty well.
I'd say.
And Cam Taylor open on the block. Good closeout, back out to Fisher. Now they're going to face guard against Stanley, still able to get to it. Kills the dribble over to Taylor, down low to Fisher. He tries to back his way in. Extra pass to the quarter for a Lombardo 3. Quick trigger, Peyton Lombardo.
Peyton Lombardo's been awesome tonight. You know, again, I mean, you just can't take, as a defense, you can't take all of these things away. You can't take them all away. You got to give something up, and every single thing that Aquinas has tried to give them, they've capitalized on.
Cugini around a triple team, can't get the shot to go, knocked out of bounds, and possession will stay with Aquinas. But here's Lucas Stanley, who had 5 threes. They close out quickly on him. You leave Lombardo then open in the corner.
Right, and Lombardo has hit a couple of those, right? And so, again, it's just really tough.
10 three-pointers in the game for the Scotties. This one off the mark from Jake Gillen. Tracked down on the rebound in the corner by Fisher. Early second half. Taylor finds the trailer in Fisher. He pumps, jabs, right back out to Taylor. Left open, left wing for 3. It's good.
Yeah. What's that? Is that 11 for 20?
That is 11 for 20 and a running clock.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's an awfully early running clock in a playoff game.
And a steal, the 13th turnover. Nice back pass. Mark that one for a Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game nominee.
Yeah. Matt Stanley looked like he was going to cruise in for a layup. The defense slid over, and he gave a really good no-look pass for a layup.
Cam Taylor now in double digits. Going the other way, Cugini will get a pair of free throws as he goes to the line with authority. Or to the rim with authority, excuse me, to get the trip to the line.
Yeah. And you can see, I think Matt Stanley, you know, Dad, I think Dad's kind of mad at him, but, you know, you could see he thought he could kind of get a legitimate shot at tying that up, but Cugini's so good at making sure that he draws contact.
And a really good free throw shooter, as you would expect from somebody who now is over 1,000 points on the season.
Wow.
And quickly approaching 3,100 career points. He makes both. Trying to extend the pressure is Aquinas. Again, we will have a running clock the rest of the way here from the Covelli Fieldhouse. Stanley gets around 1, around 2, into the corner. Lombardo for 3.
He's feeling it.
I was telling my broadcast colleague Chris Birch here before the game, first time we really saw Lombardo, he had a coming out party 2 years ago as a sophomore, as Cugini goes to the rim and can't get it, but get his own rebound, puts it back up and in. He's got 22, but to finish the thought on Lombardo, he came into that game, he had made 5 3-pointers all year. He made 6 in the whole game, 5 in the first half alone. I say 6 because that's now how many Lucas Stanley has from beyond the arc.
It's unbelievable. You just can't, you can't take everything that Union does away. It's incredible.
Traveling violation. We'll give the ball back over. 6 of 9 is Lucas Stanley from downtown.
Yeah, and they're all off of like that kind of semi-transition, penetrate, pitch out to the shooter.
And then when you go tightly guarding on the point guard, you get the little bounce pass. You saw it to Taylor earlier, and now you see Caden Fisher going to the line.
And that's a couple of times that Matt Stanley has done what I said in the pregame about. I mean, he's a pass-first point guard. He's got 1,600 plus points. Working on a big night tonight, already over 20, but he's still looking to dish and find teammates.
Fisher makes his first freebie. Clock stops for free throws and timeouts. That's it the rest of the way. Second one coming for Caden Fisher is short. Battling around and bounces to Lucas Stanley, and he's able to get that one, so he can shoot it inside the arc too.
Yeah, no kidding. That was a really nice move. Nice little baby hook, nice little miking.
I got it at 69-31. They got 70 on the scoreboard. We'll confirm that number here as we go along. Bringing it back out is Jake Gillen. Under 5 remaining in the third. Union Scotties, a 2 seed, looking to punch a ticket to the semifinals and officially into the state tournament as well. Pass over the top for Cugini to help defense, stolen away by Fisher. Over the top for Lombardo, finds the trailer. Booker drives in, and he's going to lose control because he got hip checked on the way up. He'll get a pair of free throws. Elijah Booker will try to get on the board, the senior, for the first time.
Yeah, that doesn't look good the way he's grabbing that ankle.
Here's another score from the girls' game. Avonworth leading Olsh in the third quarter. Wow, look at that score, 32-8.
Wow. Yeah, Avonworth's good. We do know that.
They're going to tend to Elijah Booker. It looked like he came down a little awkwardly, maybe twisted the ankle there in traffic. Elijah Booker, one of the 9 seniors on this squad.
Wow.
And what does that tell you, though, that you have kids like Elijah Booker, averages 2 points per game, comes on a defensive specialist, does a lot of the little things for the team, still playing all year.
Yeah, he's gone in and done a really good job on Vinny Cugini. Hopefully he's okay. And certainly for the rounds moving forward, going to need his defense and his kind of athletic presence.
So now because of that, they're going to bring one of the other seniors off the bench to shoot the free throws. That's Jaden Wynn to shoot the freebies. He makes the first. Toes the line, short on the second. Clock winding at 70-31. 4:15 remaining in the third quarter. Aquinas has it poked away. It'll be last touch by Stanley. It'll stay with Aquinas. By the way, top 5 will make it out of the WPIAL into the state tournament.
Okay.
So even with a loss tonight, you're still in the consolation bracket.
Okay.
And the winner of the consolation bracket from the 4 players in the quarterfinal losers, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
The winner of that little 4-game tournament will also advance into the state tournament.
Okay, so that's, that one's, sometimes it's a little complicated, right, when it's 6 or 7. But, yeah, the 5, it's the 4 semifinalists and the one that wins the consolation round.
Just glad we're done with the follow the leader format.
Right. Well, you said it great on Saturday. I mean, if you get 6 or 7, maybe the best team of the 8 won't get in because of the seeding, right? I mean, if there's no upsets, that means the 8 seed is getting in.
That's what it would be this year. It would be the 8 if it was here in Class 1A with 5 teams. No good on the shot, but a putback. Brennan Porter getting the rebound off of the Jaden Wynn miss.
Yeah, these guys, they bring off, Just one player after another.
Matt Stanley, another senior with a steal and a block, and looked pretty clean. At least Cugini thought so, but must have got a little bit of the arm, says the official. And I might be in agreement with Vinny on that one.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Matt in class tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cugini's second, by the way, with 3:15 remaining in the third.
You can see the other Union guys are talking to Cugini, saying, "You got that one, man." Yeah. I love that stuff. Yeah, that's that one. You know, the officials sometimes just call that sort of automatically, but the great players, the ones that like NBA Division I guys, they can go block those shots. That's why you see the good officials, they actually know when not to call that. I actually think he got that one clean.
Yeah, and especially Matt does such a good job of shielding the defender with the ball, or with his body, I should say, from the ball. But Cugini just the length, the arms. Yeah, I'm with Vinny and the 5 Union players on the court saying that, that probably was was not a foul. Yeah. 3-ball missed by Truschel. Ball go out of bounds and stay with Aquinas Academy. And here's the other thing, too. Every time there's a player on the floor, you got not 4 other guys going to pick him up. You got 9 other players. I love that.
I love that stuff, too, yeah. You can see there's a ton of respect, certainly by this Union team. 2 and 4 Cugini, the way you could see them interact.
There's a Jaden Wynn block, saved out of bounds from Lucas Stanley. Gets it up to Matt. It's a 4-on-1 if they hurry. No look pass to Porter. High off the glass. Can't get the roll, but Brennan Porter will take a trip to the free throw line. And by the way, the 9th senior about to check in is Connor Eckert. We'll talk about Connor in a minute, but there's just a quick break you can get after a saved pass on the rebound.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And, once again, Matt Stanley making my pregame analysis look kind of spot on, right? As the guy with the 1,600-plus points that's working on a 25-point night tonight. But still, he is tremendous at that 3-on-1, 3-on-2 kind of a break, finding the right teammate right on time, delivering the pass, right into the pocket.
Porter splits the pair. 74-32. By the way, Connor Eckert, his first year back playing basketball since middle school. Glad to see him back on the court here for the blue and white as Cugini again gets into the lane for another bucket.
Cugini into the lane, through and over the help. He's legit. I've had a couple people text me, how good is he? And if you were one of the ones texting, I'll get back to you on the way home. But he's really good. He could play at almost every level except for maybe the level that you see on TV on Saturday afternoon. Any other level, that guy's scoring 1,000 points for you.
And a lazy pass. Matt Stanley just sees it, and he'll take advantage. He's got 22 after that steal. And by the way, that travel against Jaden Wynn, that's only the 2nd turnover of the game for Union. How about taking care of the basketball?
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Cugini floater over Eckert. No good on the shot. Brennan Porter flying up with that hair for the rebound. Loses it, though. That's turnover number 3. But then Connor Eckert gets the block from behind. Leads to a breakout. Pass across the lane to Wynn. His right-handed layup goes in.
Yeah, great fast break basketball by Union there. Just the 2-on-1.
Cugini going the other way. Can't get it to go in. Porter with the rebound. Bodies down behind the play. Matt poked away from him. Gets it to Wynn in the corner. Extra pass to Braylon Thomas. Good hustle play back. Thomas, though, pumps. His shot, though, misses everything.
Yeah.
The Valley Crazies were ready to explode on that one.
Yeah.
Good hustle by Tarquinio coming all the way back. He and Cugini both ended up down behind the play.
Right. Yeah, Cugini looked like he got hurt a little bit.
And there's going to be a reach and foul against Braylon Thomas on the pass looking down low for Cugini.
Got an update on another Lawrence County game, James, that we've been tracking. Keystone up, Oaks still up on Laurel. Laurel closing the gap a little bit, but 42-33 after 3 on that one, after 3 quarters on that one. So Spartans got some work to do in the 4th quarter, huh?
That they do, but they have a veteran team. Let's see if they can pull off that comeback and clinch their bid into the semifinals. That's the 2 seed, Laurel, that's trailing by 9.
Yeah.
Brennan Porter will step inside the arc at the buzzer and knock one
down.
down.
Yeah, if you're not going to guard him, he's going to make it.
80 on the board for the Scotties. 80-34 at the end of 3. Back with quarter 4 when we return at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs. perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottled.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
8 minutes on the clock, fourth quarter about to get underway here from the Cavelli Fieldhouse. All Scotties, 80-34. They outscore Aquinas Academy 30-9 in the second quarter and 28-7 in the third. Pass over the top to Cugini. He's got 25 points. This one blocked by Fisher on his way to the hoop.
How about that? Well, Fisher with great timing there on the block. Why not?
Lombardo, he's open, so he'll knock down his fourth.
Unbelievable.
These three-point numbers at the end of the game that we're going to announce are going to be insane.
They're just eye-popping. Absolutely eye-popping.
Cugini to the lane, no good, but he's going to have a chance at the free throw line, and if he makes one of the two, he will be over 3,100 career points. Number 5 right now in the all-time scoring list.
That's amazing.
3174 is where Ron Crick in fourth place is in his numbers.
Yeah, they'll play the loser of Carleton-Monessen? Is that the way that'll work, James?
You know, honestly, I do not know. I didn't get a chance to look. They just posted this morning how those consolation brackets will look. We'll see if we can pull those up here, though, as our.
It's when it's 5, it's easy.
Yeah. Both free throws good. 27 points on the night, which puts Vinny Cugini over 3,100 for his career. Lombardo, he's got a fresh 5.
I've never seen anything like this. I mean, they just blitz you. Yeah, you better have some guys that can defend, guys that can really shoot and play.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Turnover number 17 for Aquinas, and again 3 for Union. And yes, it is the loser of this game and the loser of the Carleton-Monessen game will play each other,
yeah,
and it'll be played at the home of the higher seed. So that's an interesting little wrinkle as well to give some extra incentive to get a high seed. Mark Stanley back on the court, and he finds himself on the ground. I'm sure it's the last thing big Mark Stanley wants to see.
Right.
But the big man gets the ball, and he's going to be stripped away from behind. Like to see Mark get points in his last game at home. A whistle and a tie-up down low between Cugini and Taylor, and possession on that turnover going over to Union.
Yeah, you can see Mark's just trying to kind of get his feet wet a little bit, catch, be in good triple threat position, find open teammates, but to the speed of the game is where it is.
Nice pass there to get it to Fisher. Good high-low. That's what they've been missing all year. You get Mark Stanley back, look out.
Yeah, there it is. Yep, he's a great passer. We know that about him.
88-36. Three-pointer on the way from the wing will rattle in and out for Schlemmer. Rebound from Cam Taylor. Matt Stanley with some speed. Over to Lombardo. Short on that one. Follows his own shot. We're going to get a held ball. Possession over to Aquinas. Lombardo, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. Lucas Stanley, 6 of 9 from beyond the arc. Cam Taylor, 3 of 5 from downtown. Cugini, right to the hoop. He's got 29. The fewest points he's scored in a game all year again, Chris, 33.
Yeah.
Right now he's under that number, but he
got lots of time. But
yes.
yeah.
Cam Taylor looking for his fourth. He's got it.
I mean, here's the thing. Aquinas is not guarding the 3 very well, obviously. But you don't see shooting this. You don't see shooting like this in a shooting drill by a good team in practice.
16 of 28 from beyond the arc unofficially.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I remember one of my all-time best friends and also a Union Scotty grad, John Tavish, telling me, you know, obviously as this team has gone along throughout the years, how great they are at shooting the three. And I know you're listening, Coach Tabs. This team could shoot it. That's for sure. You're right about that.
You're going to see a few of the seniors checking out. Matt Stanley, Peyton Lombardo, Caden Fisher, all done for the evening. Mark Stanley's going to get a few more minutes out there with Brennan Porter, Lucas Stanley, and Jaden Wynn. Braylon Thomas, the third player out there. Both free throws no good. The two-point shot also no good for Cugini. Taylor will get it up. Jaden Wynn. Back iron no good on his three ball. But a steal, and Porter's going to get the lay-in. Baseball pass over the top, looking for Cugini. Too far over the top against the Covelli Fieldhouse wall. And I'll tell you what, right now, the Covelli Crazies on the far sideline, I think they're hoping for some triple digits.
Yeah, I think so too. Running clock, but still 4 minutes to go.
And a timeout's going to be called by Coach Yokitis of Aquinas. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout here as well at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
How many go in 3A, James? 3A girls?
3A girls?
Yeah, in other words,
7.
So Laurel's obviously not done.
Right, yeah, they'd have to win one game.
Okay.
Back here at the Covelli Fieldhouse, exactly midway through the fourth quarter. Scotties in control. They'll be going to the semifinals. They'll take on either Carleton or Monessen. That game coming up starting just a few minutes ago. Started at 7.
Yeah, certainly a raucous crowd, a lot of fun here, and probably the last game at Union. But I think, James, the higher seeds hosting the state tournament too, so we might be back here one more time, the Union.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yep.
Cugini with 31 points after that bucket. Pass down low to Brennan Porter. Bounce pass trying to get it to Connor Eckert. Skip pass over to Lucas Stanley. He's going to try to break a school record at this point.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, that's right. Now we're talking about school record area.
And I'm going to have to double check. I believe it is 8 3-pointers is the school record as Cugini's going to get called for a charge. We're doing some research on the fly right now with 3:15 remaining here, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say, though, about the way this Scotties team is playing and the way they're shooting more than anything?
Well, their shooting obviously is great, but here's the thing. You give up 40 to this Aquinas team, and, again, Cugini's a great player. He's got 31 points. But, even if Union didn't shoot the ball well tonight and they had like 58 points and it was kind of ugly, they still would find a way to win this game. So you got to credit the defense some too,
Well, if my numbers are correct, that's number 8, which would tie a school record.
Okay, so he tied the school record. I wonder if Coach Dad knows that.
Vinny Cugini, his second 3, he's got 34.
All right, so he's not going to get the lowest. There's for the record.
Cugini going the other way, blocked from behind, and he'll get a chip to the free throw line. And it is 9. 9 is the official record.
Okay.
So he has 8 right now.
Okay,
Vinny
so
Foligno set it back in 2020, actually.
Oh, wow.
In a game against Laurel.
All right, so there's people on this team that remember that. The seniors were freshmen that year.
Another timeout call by Coach Yokitis with 2:29 remaining. We'll keep it right here on a Pontius Insurance timeout. Coming up after the game, our Tri-County Principals post-game show. While you also have a moment, give a shout-out to our friends at the Red Zone. They dropped off the section championship T-shirts for both the boys and girls at Union here this afternoon, and we thank them for all they do for us, including the wonderful gold T-shirts and polos that Mr. Chris Birch just got handed.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I'm officially part of the squad now, huh? All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good stuff. I've talked about it before on here. I've talked about it with you. Obviously when I was a high school player, high school student, my teams at Slippery Rock played these Lawrence County teams. We played in the Tri-County, and then moved up and, kind of with Elwood City and Riverside. So any chance I get to cover these schools certainly always feels a little reminiscent.
2:29 remaining as we make our way back out onto the court. Team's got some Penn Ohio bottled water out there. Cugini, this will be free throw attempt number 10 and 11, by the way. He misfires on his first.
I didn't know he missed.
He's missed 3 free throws in a row, actually.
Wow.
Second one on the way, also short. When's the last time you probably said Vinny Cugini missing 4 free throws in a row?
Amazing. Yep, that's absolutely amazing.
Skip pass over to Lucas Stanley. Gonna get a high screen from Connor Eckert down low. Skip pass out to Thomas, able to save it. Gets it over to Wynn. He drives in. His little floater for 100. Can't get it to go. Tap back out. Wynn puts it back up. And there it is. The first time since December 26, 2013. Wow. That Union has gone on the century mark. In that game, they defeated Wilmington 104-97.
Oh, man.
Brennan Porter says, hey, let me try one from downtown. That's hurting the average, Brennan.
Yeah. I wonder if they know, again, not that anybody's playing for that. I wonder if they know how close Stanley is to the record.
Yeah,
we remember we saw that on Saturday with the Laurel girls really trying to get the ball.
Yeah, being a senior is a big difference, too. Nice pass down low to get Ben Tarquinio, a senior, a basket. His first of the game, and the rest of the seniors will check out of the contest, and a fresh 5 making their way out on the court. Dom Cusatrone out there, as well as Evan Burns, along with Rocco Galmarini and Andrew Gettings, and right in front of us is Grayson Blakely.
Hey, the Spartans making a comeback, James. It's 44-44, 57 seconds left in that Laurel Keystone Oaks game, so good for Laurel. They're battling back. Thanks to Coach Tavish for that update.
Pass batted away, ends up in the hands of Evan Burns, kicks it back out. Grayson Blakely for 3, off the mark, no good. And out of bounds. Scotties, even with those last couple misses, are still over 50% from beyond the arc. You can see some of the Union girls team, they'll be hosting tomorrow as the 1 seed in Class 1A.
Wow.
They are enjoying things in the front row of the Covelli Crazies. Turnover, extra pass over to Cusatrone for 3, almost banked it in. Less than a minute to go. 3-pointer on the way, in and out, no good on that deep effort from Michael Cerny. Put back, second chance effort, that one's not gonna go. That was Gio Spots who took that shot down low. 3-pointer, almost got the friendly bounce that time, was Andrew Gettings.
Should be the last possession of the game here.
Those last missed threes make Union exactly 50% from beyond the arc, but it doesn't matter. 100 on the scoreboard. Union victorious. Your final score, Scotties 100. Aquinas Academy 47. The Scotties heading to the semifinals for the 3rd consecutive season. We'll be back with our Tri-County Principals postgame show here at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary, from the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Tri-County Princeton post-game show here at lcsportsnet.com. Your final score 100 to 48, I believe was the final. I just saw 147. Laurel just came from behind at the end. They were up by 1 with less than 10 seconds left. We're getting the report right now that Laurel committed a foul. Keystone Oaks had a pair of free throws to shoot, and they missed them both with 0.4 of a second on the clock. It sounds like it is a victory for the Union, or for the Laurel Spartans in that game as well. They trailed at the half 31 to 18. The Spartans came from behind and won in that game. Wow.
That's the definition of survive and advance.
Wow.
So, yeah, again, I mean, obviously, we know Keystone Oaks is a step up in competition from their first round game against Burrell. But obviously the Spartans were the favorite in that one. They were a little flat. But they somehow found a way to survive that game. Yeah, the girl who missed both free throws was 8 for 8.
That's what I was just about to say too.
Can
you?
That?
Oh, man, I can only imagine the coach in you what you can try to say at the end of that one. But hey, welcome to March Madness early. Survive and advance. Didn't quite have that sort of scenario here with this game, but Union showing the chaos of what can happen when you have prolific scorers all the way around. 17 three-pointers on the night. Wow.
17 for 30 before they kind of cleared the bench there and, ended up 17 for 34, 50%. But, again, they just what you feel when you're coaching or playing against the team that does that to you is you just literally kind of feel this blitz, like you're being blitzed. And that's what Union did. Union played good defense. They forced turnovers. They made every shot that Cugini took really, really tough. And then they just made shots, pulled away. Then Aquinas had to play a little differently than what the game plan was. And, Union Scotties with a really impressive win against, let's not forget, like here's the thing. People are going to look at that score and say, typical early round game, high seed versus low seed kind of a thing. They have the all-time, this team has the all-time leading WPIAL scorer.
And top 5 in state history.
And top 5 in state history. They were 18-6 coming into this game. They're really good, and Union just made it look easy.
And what I want to have you talk about is I'm going to go try and snag Coach Stanley here for a quick word. What I want to ask you to talk about is the depth of this team that Union has, and depth at a Class 1 level. And we barely even saw their number 2 scorer from last year play today.
And you see that, when they come walking out there, and they're doing their layup drills, they're doing their warm-ups, you just see all these bodies and, the huge layup lines. Again, a lot of these single A teams, they got 7, 8 guys, 10 guys sometimes, but Union absolutely loaded. And, the starting 5, Matt Stanley, Cam Taylor, Caden Fisher, Peyton Lombardo, Brennan Porter, they all played terrific. But the leading scorer was the 6-man, Lucas Stanley. Elijah Booker, Braylon Thomas, both came in and, defended Vinny Cugini. There's your 6, 7, and 8 man. They just kind of keep coming. They bring guys in that can do things, off the bench, and just a prolific situation. With at a single A school to have that many good players. Again, Aquinas is the rule. They have a great player, and then they have a bunch of guys that understand their role, what they need to do with this great player. Union is the exception. Union, the ability to roll guys in and out, have so many different people that can, bombs away, so many different people that you have to guard. You don't see that even at the 3 or 4A level. A lot of the games that I cover, in the Mercer County area, they're 4A, and you don't see that at that level. So just an incredible thing, and again, you can almost forget watching this Union team. This is a single A team, and again, it's going to be very difficult to find weaknesses for this team. For the rest of the way out, playing all of these single A teams.
That's Chris Birch. I'm James Dotson. Let's take a look at the full scoring recap to the best of our capabilities. We'll start with Aquinas Academy. Vinny Cugini with 36 of the team's 47 points tonight on the evening. Didn't get official shooting numbers. He shot approximately 60% from the field, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. 6 of 11 from the free throw line. He missed 4 free throws in a row down the stretch that hurt that number for sure.
He would have had his average, right, at 40. Yeah.
Josh Schlemmer with 5, and then 2 each for Jake Gillen, Jude Truschel, and Ben Tarquinio. The recipe for success, let somebody else beat you, and the Aquinas unable to do that tonight really held, it was held to 11 points for everybody except for Vinny Cugini.
Right, and that was exactly what, you asked me in the pregame what I would try to do. And that's exactly what I would try to do is I would say, look, we're going to make it really tough for you. Yeah, you're probably still going to get your 30 points, but we're going to make it really tough for you, and we're going to try to make other people beat us. And that was exactly the recipe. And I made the point, Union shot lights out. They scored 100. But even if Union would have had a rough night from the field, they still played good enough defense to win the game against that team and against that guy.
22 turnovers certainly speaks to that versus committing just 5 in the game. Yeah. Lucas Stanley, 28 points, 8 of 12 from beyond the arc, 1 shy of the school record.
He's a 6-man, by the way.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench with those 28 points. Matt Stanley, the all-time leading scorer here at Union, he puts up 22, 1 for 2 from beyond the arc for him. Next with 15 points is Peyton Lombardo, all from beyond the arc. Cam Taylor, 12, all from beyond the arc. 7 for Porter, 5 for Jaden Wynn, 4 for Braylon Thomas, and 3 for Caden Fisher to round out the Union scoring. And again, they're doing that without the use of the number 2 scorer from last year and the top rebounder from last year. Mark Stanley did play a little bit tonight, and you could tell some rust to work off.
No question, right. It was really good to see him out there. And you could tell, it wasn't so much that he was still hurt. It was he was trying to play within himself. He was just catching, squaring up, trying to find his teammates. He certainly had one really nice assist. So what his priority has to be is he's got to catch up with the speed of the game. And once he does that, he'll really start to contribute to this team.
Final 147. We're hoping to get a quick word with Coach Stanley. We got a couple of words to give out here first. Our LCAP player of the game. Well, I mean, there are so many options that you could give it to, but I mean,
right.
Off the bench with 28 points, including 8 of 12 from beyond the arc. How do you not give it to the sophomore Lucas Stanley? He averages 8 per game, and he put up 28 tonight.
That's amazing. Yeah, he was outstanding, and he led the blitz tonight. As again, you hate to say it, but you look at the averages. That's the way they were guarding him, and he just made them pay. And between the way he shot it and the rest of the team, just a really, really good night for Union shooting the basketball.
The Lawrence County Community Action Partnership proud to present the Player of the Game Award to Lucas Stanley of Union. LCAP and LCSportsNet.com proud to honor Lucas as tonight's Player of the Game. He just received his customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's Player of the Game. You can view that full list by going online to LCSportsNet.com. Click on Player of the Game. Congratulations, Lucas Stanley, tonight's LCAP Player of the Game. LCAP changing lives. As for our Play of the Game, honestly, the face guarding defense, you could have gone with any of those guys with the way they played, and we kind of are, because Cam Taylor's going to get our Play of the Game for the finish on the wonderful 2-on-1 play between him and Matt Stanley. Just, again, the passing and the unselfish play of this team is something to behold.
Yeah, and again, I've said it several times, Matt Stanley is, he's known for his prolific scoring, all-time leading scorer here at the school, but he's such a great passer. He's a pass-first point guard, and that was on display a lot tonight. And on that play, he drew the defender, no-looked, kind of behind the action, almost like a pass behind him, and was able to get the layup. That was an absolutely incredible play, and good to see both Stanley and Cam Taylor involved in the play of the game.
Yeah, we'll give Cam Taylor the shirt as part of tonight's Play of the Game. Video of tonight's Play of the Game could and probably will be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. Again, you can view all the play and players of the game by going online, lcsportsnet.com, and click on Play of the Game at the top. Congratulations, Cam Taylor from Matt Stanley, tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. The Union Scotties will take on either Carleton or Monessen in the semifinal round. That'll be on Saturday afternoon at a site and time to be determined. Coach Stanley, we had to bring you up to say hi to an old friend.
What's up, Coach? What's going on?
You come back anytime.
I love it. I love watching your team. I'm so glad I got a chance to see it tonight. You had to be thrilled with the way your guys played, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, we talked about all week offensive pressure and defensive pressure. We want to put it on both ends and see if you're up to it and can play with us, because we got a lot of guys that can fill it up. I got an excellent point guard, so we're going to get out, and you better be in pretty good shape. And it's a credit to the kids. Nothing I've done. They've played hard since they were tykes, and it's the energy. You can just feel it. And before the game, I went in. I said, I'm not going to say anything because I knew they were ready.
Yeah.
Oh, when you talking, as we were in the pregame show, it's obviously Matt, all-time leading scorer here at Union. You had his twin brother Mark, who's coming back for the first time. Anxious to see him. The little guy is the one who steps up for you. 8 3-pointers for Lucas, 1 away from a school record.
Wow. I get all year that I'm ripping him off, and it ain't from my family, it's from the fans. And I said, he'll get his chance. He's a sophomore.
Right.
But the guys have embraced him, and they know what he can do. He's grown, Coach, he's grown 5-6 inches from last year, and he's gotten taller. He works at the game. He's got to work on his feet a little bit, but he can stroke it. It's fun to watch. Coach Camden always says there's nobody. I don't see many shoot it like that, and we can shoot it. I mean, we got a lot of guys that do that, but it's just one of those things. Matthew can shoot too, but not like that. I can't put my finger on it.
And overall, I mean, you missed a couple threes at the end, but still finished 50% from beyond the arc, 17 of 34.
Wow.
Coach kept saying he's never seen a team shoot that well during a practice, during a shooting drill.
You can go through a practice and not shoot 50%. One of the things that, and I know you've been on the other end of that, I certainly have, where a team just, you're guarding this guy, and then the other 3 guys start making threes. So you start guarding those guys, and then the other guys start hitting threes. You have to love that. It's not only unselfishness, but it's also guys sort of recognizing what works for them and then being ready in the moment and knocking it down. You had a bunch of guys doing that tonight. You had to love that.
Yeah, you know, we talk about it all the time, and at the one time out, that's what I told them. I said, you don't know how I appreciate you guys. You don't care about what you're getting, or all you guys want to do is this is why you're moving on. They love to win. They're addicted to winning, and they share the ball. You know, we talked about in the locker room, let's get on the floor, let's get up. And you know, how we started the game, they went triangle too. I give them credit, kind of threw, and you know, then I bring my shooters off the bench, said we got to go with shooters, and they're hit. Well, the other guys are fine with that because they know, hey, listen, my role today is get in, rebound, let's get our shooters, and they're getting open looks. And and like you said, when you're knocking it down, I know everybody shoots every day, but I always stress it's the most important thing we do every day. Because I don't care if you're playing bad, you can run horrible plays or great plays. If it doesn't go in the hoop, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But you know, we don't run much, but when our feet are set and it goes in, everyone's, oh, that's a great play.
You know, everybody's going to talk about, you know, kind of speaking to your point. Everybody's obviously going to talk about the way you shot it, that you scored 100 points. The thing I kept pointing out is the way you defended that team tonight. You know, obviously Cugini had 36 points. Okay, fine. But you forced 22 turnovers. You made him work for everything. So even if you wouldn't have shot like that and scored 60, you still win the game with your defense. Again, something else you have to love, you know, when you think about all of the different scenarios that you might be facing in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. I tell them every night our defense isn't going to let down. These guys pride themselves on how hard they work. And defense, it's a commitment. And they have it. I never have to, you know, worry about, hey, are we going to play hard? I told them, not here. Nobody plays harder than you. I said, if we play hard as we can and they beat us, we'll shake their hands. Right. But, man, they just, you know, talk about rotations. They go, I don't do it. They just rotate. Like Fisher's everywhere. He don't got to score a bucket for us. He'll be guarding the point guard. Next thing you know, the big man's got there's Fisher. I mean, he does so much for us. He don't care if he scores a point or not, and that's, you know, and then another big part, if we can get Mark back, because Mark will score inside for us, but he's still rusty. But, you know, that was a big step for us getting him in. Yeah. But these guys pride themselves. They play hard. And I think I have a lot of old timers come back, and they come and they just, I tell these kids, they come back because it's fun to watch you play. So, I mean, and it's nothing, all credit to them.
Yeah. One final question for you, Coach. Could be Carleton round 3, or it could be Monessen coming up. Their game probably about halftime right now. You've had 2 tough ones against Carleton already. You know a lot about them. Just dissect what we might see coming up either way on Saturday.
Well, I don't know much about Monessen. I know how good Carleton is. They're right there with us. What I like about them, they're very similar to us. They play hard. They don't talk. You know, they get after it. You get it. You know, we've jumped out a big lead on them. They come back. They jump out on us. We come back. Yeah, we battle down the road. I respect what they do. So I'm familiar with them. But like I said, Monessen, if Monessen beats them at Carleton, then
they're good.
Yeah, then Monessen's pretty good. So you know, round 3, and I know everybody goes, "Whoa, hard to beat somebody 3 times." Well, you know what? You got to play. You get down to the Final Four, you're going to, you know, it is what it is. Right. Last time we played, we were 8 for 25 from the free throw line and still able to win. So we got things, and I'm sure they got things that they're going to work on. So it'll be exciting either way. Listen, we're guaranteed 3 more games.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, a 3rd place consolation, or we want to be at the Pete and then get into the States and see what we can do.
And potentially right back here maybe in the state tournament as well.
Yeah,
hopefully.
well, I don't know what the record is, but I told the kids the last 2 years we haven't lost here. I said I want to start tonight. I don't believe in not talking about, because we have pride in you have pride of protecting your turf, and you know, we've always been a good home team, and played hard, and so anytime they say, hey, you want to play, I'll say okay.
Well, protect your home court, and for the first time since 2013 to put 100 points on the board, by the way.
Wow.
That was against Wilmington back in 2013.
Kind of. I mean, there's a lot to be said, and there's a way. It was a message. I mean, it's like, I got guys. This team, you know, my starters haven't played a 4th quarter in probably the last 2 years, probably 25, 26 games. I mean, we could leave them out there, but what good do? Tonight, I said, we're going.
Let's go.
You know, and Elijah turned his ankle, but that was in the mix of it anyway. I didn't want to get anybody hurt, but you know, these guys work so hard. It's their time now, and I'm not taking that from them.
They played hard start to finish. We were glad to have it, Coach. We'll see you on Saturday.
It's so great to see you.
Nice.
I know.
Yeah,
Awesome, man.
great.
Great to see you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Congrats. Good luck. We'll see you again.
I hope so, man. I hope we do the same thing.
Ask him, what is he doing on Saturday?
Maybe I'm here.
I'll leave the ticket. You ain't ever paying to get in here.
Love it.
Thank you, Coach Stanley. We'll appreciate it.
Got it. Thanks. Yeah, good to
and
see you.
thanks, Mark Stanley. That was awesome to get a chance to have him talk with Coach Birch. He had no idea there until he was halfway up the stands.
I know, that was great.
100-47 Union over Aquinas Academy. We're going to wrap this one up because we're going to come right back in for Game 2. You heard Coach Stanley say, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. He hears all that all the time. Well, we're going to talk about that a lot coming up here as Mohawk lost to Neshannock twice by combined 7 points. It's going to be a great one. 1 down, 1 to go here at lcsportsnet.com. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks, Walter Mace running the cameras. Running was Ian DePietro on the scoreboard, excuse me. Dom Summers, our producer. For Chris Birch, I'm James Dotson. Flip on over to the other game starting in about 20 minutes' time. Neshannock against Mohawk here at lcsportsnet.com. Beautiful.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.